Hello and welcome. I'm the Theory Detective. In these lessons, we'll uncover the mystery of music theory. Now, if you notice, I put 5 lines right across. The way we actually read music is just like regular reading. We read it from left to right. And the note that comes first is what we play first. However, we also have to figure out how high or how low a note, specifically which note it is we play. And that's why we have the staff. Each of these lines, or the spaces in between them, represent a specific note. Now, we figure out what note they're supposed to represent based on a clef symbol at the start. However, we're not going to go over the clef symbols just yet. For now, we're just going to look at the lines. All of these lines together equal up what we call the staff. Now, originally, you could have any number of lines. You could have 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines, 6 lines, even 7 lines. However, 3 lines or 4 lines didn't seem to give enough notes to work with. So the authors, the musicians, ended up having to write lots of little notes above it and below the staff. And then if you had 6 or 7 lines, 6 or 7 staff lines, then it became too hard to read. It would be too visually confusing. So 5 was eventually standardized. So now we have 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 spaces. 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put that down here as well. A staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. Now then, for music, we don't always play one note right after the other. We can, if you like. I'll go ahead and put some notes here, and we'll see what that looks like. Here's one on this line. Here's one on this space. Here's one on the line. Here's one on the space. Line. Space. Line. And space. That's the whole thing. Okay. So we can go one note to another. Just like I said with the musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This one, let's say that's E. And there would be the other E. Now, that would be a step, stepping between one note or the other. And that would be like from one letter name to the next. So if this is C here, this is my little keyboard. If this is C, this would be D. So this would be a step. C, D, the next one would be E, and then F, and then G, and then you would start the musical alphabet over again, and you would say A, B, C, D, and E. There we are. So if you went from one note to the other, that would be a step. One note to the other. There's your step. One note to the next, there's your step. One note to the next, there's your step. One note to the next, there's your step. Now, a skip would skip a note. So let's see what that looks like up here. You have a step, one note to the next, one note to the next, one note to the next, one note to the next. However, if you're doing a skip, let's say you don't want to play this note. Let's get rid of that, and you're going to skip up to that note. Let's say you don't want to play this note. Get rid of that, and you're going to skip up to that note. You see? And how about skip again, and get rid of that note? So we're playing. And now we have skips. Steps. Skip. You're skipping the note in between. Same thing over here. Let's say from E, let's say that's E, E to G. So we're going to go E all the way to G. We've skipped F in between. Alright, steps, skips, and your staff. Go ahead and take out flashcards. On one, write a step, and then write the definition. Skips one letter name, as in over here, skipping E to G, or I think I put skipping A up to C, which skips the letter B. And you can also go down or descending. So you can start by, let's say, this note up here. You can skip this note and go down to that one. And that will also be a skip. So you can go up or ascending and down or descending. I'll show you what that sounds like. If that's F and that's D, you would skip E in between. So F to D. And that would skip the E in between. Okay, and then the steps. Take another flashcard and write step. Step from one letter to the very next letter name, as in A to B or G to F. So you're stepping down from one note to the next. And then, of course, your staff, so we can start to read notes, read music. And then make sure you put 5 lines. And remember also that when you have 5 lines, it creates 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in between. Practice them as much as you can until they become very easy, and as always, have a great day.